Alright, in this video, I'm going to replace the air conditioning compressor in my 2012 Nissan Pathfinder, and I'm replacing it because it's making a constant noise while the engine's running. It took me a little time to figure that out. I had to use a stethoscope set to figure out what was making the noise in the engine bay. It just sort of sounded like there was some rocks flying around the engine, but it is the AC. So I took the negative battery terminal off, and now I need to remove the air intake housing and basically all the ducting from the air filter to the throttle body. Now, AC systems are pressurized, so you do need to get the refrigerant removed at a local shop that can do that work for you. As far as the air intake system goes, it's just some hose clamps on the air filter side. There's a couple bolts that hold down the engine cover, and then there are two bolts that hold down the crossover pipe. And then on the passenger side at the throttle body, there is once again just one hose clamp. Everything comes off fairly easily, and you need to get all that off just to remove the belt. You don't necessarily need it all off to do the rest of the work, but just to get this belt detensioned is definitely helpful to get the air ducting out. And for the belt, all you need is a 1/2-inch drive socket, and you can just detension it very easily. I have a full belt video, so I'll link that in the description. And then just off camera, I'm going to remove the wheel, and then I remove the plastic tire liner as well. And you can see that my system is discharged, so there's the low pressure line. Poke the little valve down, nothing. Here's the high pressure line, give the valve a poke. Nothing is left in the system. So like I said, you need to get it discharged at a garage that can do that work for you. Now to get the compressor out, all you need is a 12 mil socket pretty much. And I found having the deep socket, just a standard ratchet deep socket, and then the short socket with the extension are the two things that you need to get everything off. You don't need a bunch of extensions or swivels, that kind of thing. It's pretty easy to get everything off, but I found you do need to work from both the side and the top. So you need to remove that bolt. And there's another bolt, so you can see the bolt right there as well. And those are for the refrigerant lines. And then there are 3 bolts that hold the AC compressor on. So there's the top one right there. There's a lower one right there. And then there is a sort of a hidden one. You need to remove it fairly blindly. It's on the firewall side of the AC compressor, so it's that bolt right there. There is a fake out bolt right on the front, but you don't need to remove that bolt in the front. So using just the long extension and coming in from the top, tough to film this while doing the work. I'm going to remove the refrigerant lines first. So very easy. The 2 bolts are not torqued down very tightly. And once you get them moving, they're very easy to remove. You could do it by hand. And then you just pull the refrigerant lines straight back and they come off the compressor with no problem. And then I switched to the stubby socket for the second refrigerant line. And that's just because of clearance issues between the driver's side suspension components and that bolt. And that's probably the most difficult part of this job, is to get the right combination of sockets to get all of the bolts off. And there's the second refrigerant line off the vehicle. And now you can see coming in from the top, I'm using the extension with the short socket to get the top bolt off. And this is the bolt that is holding the compressor on. And there's the bolt right there. These ones come off pretty easily as well. Once you get them moving, you could actually get them off by hand as well. And for the bottom bolt, I use the deep socket. And then I don't film myself on the rear bolt, but I attack that rear bolt by reaching down through the hood area, and I use the extension with the short socket. And to get the air conditioner compressor out, it is pretty heavy. I found it difficult to pull out through the side, so I came through the top, lifted it up, jammed it through the side, and then once it was up on the frame, I removed it from the side. Now you do need to add oil, and the quantity of oil is listed on the hood of the vehicle. The oil goes where this pink sticker is, and the oil is a bit of a mystery. Now, it's a 10mm bolt to remove. It is the same thread type as the bolts on the other air conditioning compressor. I am using a syringe to do this, and I think there's a good chance that I probably have a little too much oil in here. I don't really have a good way of knowing how much oil is in the system already, so I'm sure there's still oil remaining in my AC system, and likely it would be better if I could actually fully discharge it and then redo the oil completely. In this case, I just followed what was required for the vehicle and then what was on the printout sheet. I did notice there wasn't much oil in the old compressor, but anyway, I did fill the compressor up with oil before putting it back in. And the instructions do indicate to place the compressor with the crank side down for 3 minutes to get oil onto all the gaskets inside of the compressor. Now inserting it into the vehicle, in through the side initially, and then brought it in all the way by reaching down and through the hood. And to get all the bolts for the compressor onto the vehicle, very simply, I just went from the top of the vehicle as opposed to from the side. And I was able to do that all with just a normal socket. For the AC compressor mounting bolts, the torque spec is 23 foot-pounds. So that is what I go for, but I don't use a torque wrench. I just use it by hand and I just snug them up. So you do you. And I do put replacement O-rings on for the refrigerant lines as well. I do not have a torque specification for these AC compressor lines. However, I take the same approach as the mounting bolts. I just snug them up and I probably put them on there at about 15 to 20 foot-pounds. I am assuming that I could have used the bolts that came with the new compressor that have the green plastic sealers on there so that the oil doesn't leak out of them when you're installing this thing. However, I did use the old bolts and that was to just retain all of the bolts at 12 millimeters. Otherwise, I would have to use a 10 and a 12 millimeter wrench to put everything on. So that is my rationale for using the old bolts. And last thing I'm going to do here, I didn't really show it when I was removing it, is to put the electrical connector on. And very straightforward to remove that electrical connector. And also to install it, it's just a push-pull type connector. And like I said, I do have a full belt guide, so I'll link that in the description. And it shows you how to route the belt around all of the pulleys. I just didn't do that here because the video is already getting pretty long. But suffice it to say, it is pretty easy to route the belt on the pulleys. And then obviously once you got the belt in, you can get all of the air intake system put back together. Very simple. Like I said, 2 bolts on the crossover pipe to hold it down to the engine. And then there's just 1 hose clamp on either side that you need to tighten down, obviously, on the throttle body and then on the air intake housing. Last thing I'm going to do is put that negative terminal on. And before I put the wheel and the wheel well plastic in place, I'm going to turn on the vehicle and see if she runs and fires up. And again, I do not recharge the AC at this point in time. I have more work to do before I go and get it recharged, but you can see that it's running fine on that new compressor and all of the noise is gone. In fact, the engine is significantly quieter. So it wasn't just the occasional sound of rocks flying around the engine. It was also sort of a constant grinding noise that sounded like it was coming just generally from the engine bay, but it was actually coming from that AC compressor. So changing it out has already made a big difference. Now I just need to do a little more work to get the AC blowing in the car again. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.